At 2:17 a.m., the desert doesn't sleep. It watches. And as a convoy cuts through darkness, with dust trailing behind like a warning, one machine doesn't just follow the path, it reshapes it, carving through terrain with a presence that feels less like motion and more like control. And that's when it hits you. In the Cartal world, power isn't announced, it arrives. And when it does, it doesn't ask for space, it takes it. And at the center of that force stands the Ram 1500 Rebel 2017, a truck built not to survive harsh environments, but to dominate them completely. Now ask yourself this: what kind of machine do you trust when the road disappears, when communication fades, and when every second depends on your ability to keep moving? Because in environments like this, comfort is irrelevant, speed is secondary. The only thing that matters is dominance, the ability to push forward no matter what stands in your way. From the outside, the Rebel makes no attempt to hide what it is. Aggressive stance, lifted profile, bold grille, everything about it sends one clear message. This is not built for the city. This is built for terrain, for confrontation, for situations where hesitation can cost you everything. But what makes the Ram 1500 Rebel 2017 different is not just how it looks, it's how it responds when the environment turned against you. Because underneath that aggressive exterior lies a system engineered for control: reinforced chassis, off-road suspension, and a powertrain designed to deliver torque exactly when you need it most. Now imagine the ground beneath you collapsing into deep sand, thick and unstable. Pulling the truck down, reducing traction, killing momentum. And this is where most vehicles fail. Wheels spin, engines struggle, progress stops. But the Rebel reacts instantly, distributing power, maintaining grip, pushing forward through resistance, as if the terrain itself has no authority here. And just when you think you've cleared the worst of it, the surface changes again. Sand turns into rock, uneven, sharp, unpredictable, where every movement becomes a decision, because one wrong move can damage the vehicle or leave you stranded. But the Rebel absorbs the impact, stabilizes the body, and continues forward with controlled precision, because this is exactly what it was built for. Now picture a convoy moving through a remote route, tension rising, no signals, no backup. And suddenly the path narrows, obstacles appear, forcing immediate decisions. And this is where the difference becomes undeniable. Because while others hesitate, slow down, second-guess their moves, the Rebel continues, controlled, precise, turning obstacles into just another part of the journey. And here's where the real question begins. Why choose a machine like this instead of a luxury SUV? Why pick raw power over comfort? And the answer is brutally simple. Because in the Cartal world, control wins, not comfort. Now shift the scene. Night deepens, visibility drops, the road disappears completely, and what's left is pure terrain, unpredictable and unforgiving. And in that moment, every movement depends on the machine beneath you. And the Rebel delivers, headlights cutting through dust, suspension adapting to every surface, engine delivering consistent power, because stopping is not an option. And this is where endurance becomes everything, because power is not about speed, it's about how long you can keep going, how far you can push before the machine gives up. And the truth is, the Rebel doesn't give up. It keeps moving, mile after mile, obstacle after obstacle. Now imagine a sudden shift, heavy mud ahead, thick, sticky, pulling the truck down, reducing traction to almost nothing. And for a moment, it feels like progress is impossible, like the journey ends here. But then the Rebel adapts. Torque shifts, grip returns, and slowly, steadily, it pulls itself free, continuing forward like nothing happened. And that's when you begin to understand what makes this truck different. It's not just built for power, it's built for recovery, for moments when things go wrong, when the situation changes, when failure feels close. Because that's when real machines prove themselves. Now picture this, a steep incline ahead, rough, uneven, demanding everything from the engine and suspension. And as the Rebel climbs, Every inch forward feels controlled, deliberate, because this is not about rushing, it's about precision, about maintaining control even when gravity is working against you. And just when you think the climb is over, the descent begins. Steep, dangerous, requiring absolute control, because one mistake can turn everything into chaos. But the Rebel holds steady, braking controlled, movement smooth, maintaining balance all the way down. And then comes the moment that changes everything. A sudden obstruction appears ahead.
Unexpected, unavoidable, forcing an instant decision. No time to stop, no time to rethink. And this is where lesser machines fail. But the Rebel reacts. Sharp steering, controlled acceleration, maintaining stability under pressure, turning a potential disaster into a calculated maneuver. Because this truck is built for moments like this. And in that instant, you understand the truth. This is not just a truck. This is a system, a machine designed to handle both aggression and control, power and precision. Because in the Cartal world, you don't get to choose one. You need both. Now imagine the journey continuing, hours into the night. No signs of civilization, just terrain and silence. And the Rebel keeps moving, consistent, reliable, unstoppable. Because this is what it was built to do. And here's the reality most people never see. Vehicles like this are not chosen for style. They are chosen for purpose, for the ability to operate where others can't, to move when others stop, to dominate when others struggle. Because in the end, power is not about being fast, it's about being capable, about having the confidence to go further, to take risks, to operate in environments where failure is not an option. And as the convoy finally reaches stable ground, the tension fades, the engine slows, and everything feels calm again. But the journey has already proven its point, because in a world where some vehicles are built to impress and others are built to compete, a few are built for something entirely different.
They are built to dominate, and the Ram 1500 Rebel 2017 is one of them. Not because it looks powerful, but because it performs when it matters most. And if you think this is the peak of Cartal power, then you haven't seen what happens when dominance meets protection, when raw force is combined with silent authority. Because the next chapter changes everything, and it begins with the Lexus LS 500h Armored 2021, a machine built not just to move power, but to protect it at any cost. So if you want to experience both sides of this world, dominance and authority, aggression and protection, subscribe to Velvet Horsepower, because here we don't just show cars, we reveal power in its real form.